Tonight's game may contain disturbing imagery and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, I'm James, and the game for tonight is World of Horror. Let's begin. Okay, I think that looks like a good color scheme. One of the core ideas behind World of Horror is modularity, allowing you to mix and match various card packs with different content. Simply select card packs you want to be included and continue by pressing the arrow on the bottom. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seesaw. Rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new, unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you've finally arrived in the doomed town. Our character for this run will be Mimi, a med student. Finally, a way to put into practice everything she's learned so far. And for our backstory, ill-fated, you were born under a bad moon. All event skill checks automatically fail. Classic mode. Old gods are awakening. Your only chance of survival is solving 5 different mysteries. The end of the world is at hand. Let's go with that one. Somewhere, a group of people gathers, trying to awaken their master. Now let's go with a new one. Gigothiac, the irresistible gaze. The nuclear tests in the Pacific region have awakened something evil in the depths of the Mariana Trench. Gigothiac is now slowly emerging, ready to once again rule the coastline. Follow the commands, or suffer its wrath. You were born under a bad moon. All event skill checks automatically fail, but we start with enough experience to level up. We have the status, Mimi's Obsession, which reduces for max reason permanently. Okay, let's see what we can do. Fast Learner. Taking damage in combat grants a small experience bonus. And let's boost Charisma. Not that it matters particularly. We start with a Scalpel, a sharp, one-handed, knowledge-based weapon. Now let's check the lighthouse. I think I know a couple of those symbols. I think I've seen a few of them. The city is changing so fast, you can barely recognize it anymore. You check your mailbox. It's empty. It's a nice day outside. We have library notes. Gain a random spell and lose reason. You can't find anything useful in the notes. You throw them away. We have Void, which allows us to ignore an event and instantly investigate a random otherworld location. Potentially useful. And let's see about... Yes, we don't have a bottle. We can get experience. Let's take a look at our outfits. Nurse outfit. Tank top. Pop culture. Good girl. And surf. And let's begin. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing the town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. Let's begin with Macabre Memoir of Morbid Mermaids. We've done this one before. Don't investigate school, seaside, and apartments, or suffer its wrath. Let's prepare first. Is there even anything useful left? You rummage through your belongings, trying to find anything that would help you. You finally pick up an anatomy book. Hopefully it will be enough. How's 5 do? Allows us to trade stamina for experience. Now it's don't blink or suffer its wrath. When you enter a metro car, you notice an oddly shaped package on the seat opposite you, marked with your name. You reach for the package but hesitate, an icy feeling settling into the pit of your stomach. Ignore it. You leave at the next station in a hurry, hoping to forget the package as soon as possible. Don't investigate hospital or mansion, or suffer its wrath. Let's go shopping. Dog treats are always a good one to start for the run. Let's investigate apartments, school, and village, or suffer its wrath. Walking through the park, you spot a girl standing in the bush. Getting closer, you suddenly realize she isn't standing in the bush, she's a part of it. Stock chant. Yeah, that looks good. Stock-chan attacks you. Wait, what's that? Found an item. A branch. Dark forces scheme against you. You don't know who you can trust anymore. Got a curse. Branded. Chance of raising doom with each investigation. Now it's don't blink. Dead man's float. Dark. You swear something suddenly moved under the surface of the water. Some left their wallet in one of the open lockers. You hear a faint sound while walking outside the biology classroom. Inside is an old anatomy book, sparse reading. Sight almost makes you sick. Go shopping again. Ah, energy drink. Potentially useful. And if I'm not mistaken, it'll give us a bottle. No, it won't. The nauseating stench stops you. Someone has scattered rotting fish guts everywhere and hung up countless fish heads. You cover your mouth as you slowly retreat. A vast flock of seagulls outside viciously attack the windows. Shop again. An empty bottle. Finally. Walking through the park, you find a little girl crying alone in the playground. When you ask what's wrong, she says that you can't find her mom. Luckily, you spot the girl's address in a backpack lying nearby. You offer to take her home. When you get there, the terrified mother slams the door in your face. From behind the door, she starts screaming to get the girl away. The little girl calmly tells you that she can take it from here. Can't investigate downtown. Okay, let's stash the anatomy book. And the empty bottle. Go shopping again. Flashlight seems like it might be useful at some point. The video store clerk insists you take a look at this weird tape he got. Won't take no for an answer. Hazy, you can make out a woman, bound by ropes and suspended in midair. She's surrounded by hooded figures. Are they cutting her? Whatever else is on that tape, you really aren't interested. Take a look at the roof. The girl whispers, bow, clap. Soon is mumbling something to herself. You should probably leave her alone. You have a student who increases charisma. And increases knowledge. When it reduces dexterity, I think that's all we can recruit. Stash of dog treats. I don't think we're going to be using them for a while. Check the seaside. Something gigantic and invisible leaves a deep void in the sea. It's not moving, but you swear it's watching you. -2 reason. That void looks kind of familiar. Life or limb. Following the agonized screams, you discover a man with a horribly disfigured arm. Something murky and crystalline seems to explode out from the bone and up to his skin, his muscles spasming in pain. He pleads with you to help. Sure is a good thing you found him. I don't trust your surgical skills with her background, so amputate the limb. You explain what must be done. The man's face pales, but he agrees. You take his time, use it as a tourniquet, and give him a roll of bandages to bite down on. Then, finally, you proceed with the amputation. There's a lot of screaming. You spend some time with the man to ensure that he doesn't go into shock. Despite his immense pain, he's grateful for your help. 5 doom, 2 reason. You may be going crazy, but you swear something is watching you from the sea. You decide to enter a small, shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. Buy them around. No fisherman would refuse a free round. They tell you tales of sunken cities inhabited by underwater things with too many legs. Lost the funds, gained 5 experience. You feel sudden pain in the area around the branded mark. Wait, why is it suddenly so dark outside? You stand by the window to take a look. Black smog emerges from the courtyard, coating everything in an oily vapor. Dexterity failure. You run from the window. Faint whispers coming from the smog itself will haunt you for weeks. Anatomy class. Extra damage against human enemies. And I think we may need strength for the lighthouse. Mad Janitor's body slumps to the floor. You pick up his axe, and using it as a crutch, you try to leave the room. Injured and weakened, you slowly lose consciousness in the school corridor. Police officers find you a few hours later. No chance of the Mad Janitor is found. You will sleep a little better tonight, knowing that the other students are safe. Ending A. 30 experience for knowledge is key. 15 for thorough investigation. 1 day has passed. Fetid fumes. The air feels heavy, making it hard to breathe. Resting is less effective. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Okay. Check our storage. We need the bottle. Take a bath. Fill the bottle with water. And let's go with hot. Okay, next up. The sorrowful saga of the Moonlight Sailors. Again, with one fisherman, who dragged something truly awful from the belly of the ocean. The dark writhing ooze that mesmerized him beyond control. He hid himself away for a week adoring it, not to be seen until one moonlit night, when a young girl spotted his boat drifting away. A single lantern swaying at the helm, and the captivated fisherman singing eerily to his cat. Now more and more fishermen begun to find the vile ooze in their nets, and one by one they are disappearing. Soon the ocean will have taken them all. You start your investigation, hoping to overhear some rumors of the fisherman. The investigation is taking a toll on you. You start to miss the most obvious lead. +4 doom. Though you brave the stench for hours, you glean nothing besides the fact that the fisherman had a wife. Perhaps you should pay her a visit. Getting dark as you arrive at the cemetery, and shadows move in fantastic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone gaze upon your back. Too much for you. You flee in terror, leaving the cemetery you love. Attribute mansion. Check the monument. Forgotten by everyone, the outer entity waits patiently for those who need it. Bargaining with an outer entity is a risky thing, but maybe it can postpone the approaching doom. Give the outer entity your most cherished memories. Let's try some doom reduction thing. Walking on the beach, you discover a giant charred pit. As you wonder what was burned here and why, you hear a crackling sound getting louder as everything around you becomes scorching hot. A burning man. Okay. This is incorporeal. Spiritual actions. Goes bow clap. Yes. Burning man crashes around, inflicting burn. Wait, what's that? Corpse dust. An occult item. shimmers in your hand. +20 experience, -2 luck. We don't have any use for luck. Let's snort it. You actually snort the corpse dust, and your nostrils become haunted. I was expecting the use to be something else, but... Okay, maybe we can use charisma. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the lighthouse had a strength challenge. When you arrive at the fisherman's house, it stands long vacated. Peering in through the dusty window, you recoil in shock. A bath. The investigation can wait. A hot bath is too inviting. No time for it. As inviting as it may be, you have more important things to do. -3 do. Let's check. What does a burn do? Additional combat damage. Okay, we don't have a use for a fire axe. Or for a branch. You find a huge pile of nets and hooks prepared for the big hunt. You quickly throw them into the ocean. Maybe that'll stop them from sailing out. The fisherman's wife lies in the kitchen, mutilated and covered with black marks. The mansion is a forbidden location. Is the outer entity in whose cherished memories. -3 reason. Looks like one of the previous owners of this mansion liked to read. Dusty tomes reach the ceiling. You don't have much time, but maybe you could spare a minute to look through the books. You proceed to the next room. Surely someone else must have caught one of these. You look around, hoping to spot them. Suddenly, the air around you begins to whirl. A supernatural wave of freezing wind is approaching. The blizzard chills you to the bone and disappears as quickly as it began. The young man has glassy eyes and mumbles his replies as he caresses his cat. The beating movements of his arms disturb you. Waves. The waves lazily wash upon the shore. You take a deep breath. The fresh sea air clears your head. Plus one reason. After a slow interrogation, the young man manages to stutter out something about an organized fishing trip. More than injured enough that we can use the bottle. Summertime. Walking down the docks, feeling the sun on your face and the sea salt breeze through your hair, you have to appreciate just how beautiful this town can be sometimes. You'd have to be out of your mind to waste a gorgeous day like this. Let's surf. Let's relax. You successfully kill the afternoon hitting the waves and hanging out around the boardwalk. As the sun sets, you head home refreshed, though. Are you forgetting something? All right, duh, the whole world-ending thing. Isn't it funny how easily that slips your mind sometimes? Hey, it was super nice to get in some you time. +2 reason. You slip out at night and race towards the beach, terrified of what comes next. The full moon shines bright in the cloudless night sky. The ink-black ocean waves glimmer eerily. All the residents have drawn their shutters tight and locked their doors. Their footsteps are silent in the sand. The only audible sounds are your ragged breathing and pounding heartbeat. You arrive at the water's edge, breathless. Possessed fishermen's boats fill the horizon with their light. Tiny yellow spots navigating across a dark ocean under a dark sky. You cannot make out the figures on board. Not the sailors. The black beings must have left their bodies. Shocked, you watch them sail their way out of the harbor. You are terrified at their power, but relieved that they did not drag their meat puppets with them. The black beings never returned, yet mothers would not let their children play on the beach. Over time, people forgot the last time they saw a boat out on the waves, although some claim they see strange beings come into the port at night. Ending A. The old god stirs. The whole town stopped receiving any outside signal. It must be the radio mast failure. Cut off from the outside world. I don't know what that one does. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Okay, let's take a bath. Could use a bottle, and then let's go cold. Cold water helps you to organize your thoughts. Can't see anything. Okay, let's do vicious verses of a violent vigil. You've received an official-looking letter. What does the law firm from Tokyo want with you? We regret to inform you of the passing of our client and your great-uncle. His funeral will be preceded by an overnight vigil as per the client's request. There's an address and a list of people expected to arrive. You don't recognize any of the names. Intrigued, you decide to check it out yourself. What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, the worst thing that could happen is usually that you ask that. Take a drink. Following the directions from the letter, you slowly fight your way through the overgrown forest path. The old mansion looks like it was torn down and rebuilt many times, but where is everybody? The round window of the crooked manor tower is calm. You feel your strength drain away as you stare at the bright light. The blinding light is growing larger and larger. You're shocked. You can't feel the ground under your feet. You prepare yourself for whatever is coming. That's one reason. But where are you? Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you towards the light. Deserted temples overlook the giant corpses of the forgotten beasts. With no priests to harvest, their blood is slowly flooding the valley. You spend what feels like days climbing the stone blocks. Reaching the top, you're rewarded with an impossible vista of countless pyramids and beings too big to comprehend. Something in you breaks. A muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. Can't help but notice a deep scar going across his cheek. Old man's body is in the master bedroom. Go there if you want. Walking through the forest, you spot a pair of legs sticking out of the bush. Before you can do anything, however, they twitch and move. Man-eating plant. Pressing a handkerchief to your nose, you enter the dark room. There's no way they allowed Vigrando to just lie there. What was the correct bound clap order? Maybe the other guests will know. You didn't get this with a letter? Here, take mine. Okay. 10 p.m. Pray over the body. Clap, bow, clap, bow. Yep. 11 p.m. Light up fireplace. You return to the corridor. You notice another family member has arrived. You notice all the guests are studying small cards. You should ask them about it. Totomura nervously scratches his scar. Hawado, weird fiction writer. A pair is standing next to a window. The man is muttering something to himself while his wife is observing you with her unnaturally bulgy eye. This reminds me of one of my books. And looks kind of familiar. Can't quite place it. Now then, we've done the bows and claps. Next thing to do is start the fireplace. But where is the fireplace? Let's explore. See if we can find it. Okay. First grimoire. You find a heavy tome wrapped in moth-eaten black velvet in an old locked cabinet. When you remove the book's wrappings, you recoil in disgust, bound in human flesh. Take it. Grabbing a book, you cut yourself on a rusty nail driven through the cover. Got an injury, but got an item. Usable trinket. Plus an experience. A heavy book with a thick cover. It's long overdue. Use it. Sustained a new injury. Cut arm sin. -1 damage on all attacks in combat. All family members are gathered near the fireplace. You can tell everyone is waiting for the dawn. The guests seem strangely uninterested in this vigil. You should explore more and learn what you can. Okay. Storage room. Light up the fireplace. Perception check. Failed. You couldn't find any firewood to add to the fireplace. -1 stamina. You shudder instantly, recognizing the room from a newspaper photo. 3 years ago, a man hanged himself here. Why is a vigil being held in a place like this? Check the wardrobe. Inside the wardrobe, you find a meat cleaver. Okay, let's explore again. As you glance around, you notice that more and more people are wearing strange masks, unlike anything you've ever seen before. As you turn to your friends for reassurance, you notice that some also wear these eerie masks. Their voices sound muffled and distorted. You can't shake off the feeling that they're not quite themselves. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and you realize something is terribly wrong. A sense of dread creeps over you as the masked people are swarming through the store, filling their carts with food and survival equipment. You notice the goods' prices have already skyrocketed. You realize that you need to act fast if you want to have any chance of survival. There's 2 funds. Different. You should go and pray. Seems that someone has already removed all the furniture from this room. The overgrown plant is casting an unsettling shadow. Body is missing. Where is everybody? Wardrobe is empty. Let's explore. You enter the art workshop. The room is cluttered with half-finished sculptures and bizarre masks hanging on the wall. One sculpture strikes you as eerily realistic. The head of one sculpture looks so lifelike, you move closer and raise your hand nervously to touch it. It falls off. The headless person stumbles out of the sculpting classroom, and it's reaching for your head. Defeated Headless Mannequin. Advance to the next experience level. Choose one perk and one stat upgrade. Okay, click thinking. And knowledge. Actually, folklore studies and knowledge. Since we have a knowledge weapon. You manage to find one of the guests. They are shaken but otherwise safe. You both decide to get the hell out of this place, but the door is gone. Body is still missing. There's still an overgrown plant in the study. Nothing has changed in the storage room. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. One stormy night, she broke into a local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final gruesome artwork. But that's just a legend, right? I found you at last. Okay, that was a jump scare, certainly. Corridors twist and turn, trapping you in this mansion. You think you can hear the other guests somewhere, but should you risk getting lost yourself? Okay. Pamphlet said to burn the envelope. Takes you some time, but you finally find an envelope. Following the instructions, you burn it without opening it. You feel weird, following obscure orders. Body is still missing. So bad. Aquarium. In one of the rooms, you discover a giant slime-coated aquarium. Water is cloudy. You swear something is swimming in it. Let's not take a closer look. Or, no, let's. Something is wrong with this aquarium. Fish are deformed, some having 2 tails, extra fins, or human faces. The other guest is now safe with you. The whole building cracks and moves. You're scared of what will come next. Suddenly, a wall before you withers and falls apart, revealing a hole-ridden monstrosity. A hole-ridden thing. Okay. Not like the hole-ridden. Presence makes you weaker. double strike. Just standing nearby, you feel sick. No, we need to finish this thing off quickly. Hole-ridden thing attacks you. Defeated hole-ridden thing. As the vigil is nearing its end, the whole mansion shakes more and more until the walls start to collapse, revealing the shocking truth about your whereabouts. The walls of the corridor collapse, revealing an alien landscape. You can taste blood in your mouth as the slimy appendages get closer. The voice in your head tells you what to do. The bloated corpse of your uncle slowly floats into the room as the remaining walls collapse. Contract is not over yet. The horrible old man who cheated death twice. Horrible old man doesn't do anything. Defeated the horrible old man. New Dawn 1. The contract is void. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the grass, the old mansion nowhere to be seen. Next to you are the other guests, as confused as you. Everything feels like a bad dream. Was the man claiming to be your granduncle really trying to cheat death itself? You and the other family members finally exit the forest and leave the nightmare of it behind. One thing is certain, though. You will never open any more letters by law firms from Tokyo. Ending A. Plus 30 experience, for knowledge is key. Thorough investigation, plus 15 experience. There's still hope, minus 5 doom. Tireless, gained reason and stamina. 1 day passes. The old god stirs. Contaminated water. There's something wrong with the tap water. It's black and oily and glistening, smelling like death. You hope it's just a temporary issue. You can't regain health in between mysteries. Oh, that's awfully inconvenient. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? They still didn't fix the water problem. Black and oily and glistening. No way you're going to wash yourself in the tap. Okay. Now, one mystery left. Curious case of a contagious coma. More and more people fall unconscious and cannot be awakened. People who try to wake the patients up will end up falling into a coma themselves. The whole wing of the town's hospital has been dedicated to warding the comatose. Is there anything connecting these people, and how did this strange illness start? Okay, we've already done this one. Let's check the news reports about this weird disease and try to find the cause before more people fall asleep. Okay, okay, we need something to get more cash. Something we can do to get a level at least. The anatomy book. -2 stamina, +8 experience. Slicing your body open, you learn new things about anatomy. First aid. Defeating an enemy regains 2 reason. Let's boost knowledge again. Okay, we don't have the school nurse. Okay, let's see if we can heal some injuries. Grab some painkillers, just in case we end up needing them. And then cut arm sinew, or the burn. We have hasty aid. When taking stamina damage in combat, replace hasty aid with a new random injury. Not good. And we're out of money. Ritsuko-chan was the most promising athlete in her school. When she suddenly disappeared, the case was quickly closed without any suspects. Today, she has finally dug herself out. Vengeful athlete. Vengeful athlete kicks you. It looks like we still have our hasty aid, despite that doing stamina damage. Defeated Vengeful athlete. Okay, we can't go downtown. Reports mention a patient 0. Who could they be? Let's try the village. Lavish dinner. A friend returning from a trip to Africa has invited you to dinner. This time they've outdone themselves. This is a real feast full of exotic meats. Getting late and you can't stay for long, but the host asks if you want to take anything home with you. That wine is terrific. Of course, I have enough bottles to last the whole year, your friend says, handing you a bottle. Got an item. A wine bottle. Plus 3 reason, flip the card. Pour in and draw. It flips to an empty bottle. As expected. Painkillers. Use that. Don't investigate downtown forest and mansion or suffer its wrath. You try to lose the masked man who has been following you the whole morning. You eventually find yourself in a dead end. Looking for a way out, you hear a branch snapping behind you. Bolt delinquent. Okay, what happened to our knowledge? Delinquent keeps you. Hangover. -1 to all stats until the end of the current mystery. Defeated the cult delinquent. Picked up dust of sin. An old man from the village hands you a package. This should help you understand the illness. Got an item. Something is wrong. You don't see anyone on the street, and you could have sworn it was crowded just a minute ago. You better hurry out of here. Momentarily renders invisible creatures partially visible. Sets enemy power to 0. Okay, can't investigate hospital. What was the sequence again? Bow, clap, bow, bow, bow. That was it. Just making sure. Out of funds. It's a bad time to be out of cash, says the grim-looking man who's standing in your way. Our company, fortunately, specializes in cases like yours, and we gladly help you get back on track. After all, he takes a step closer. You could swear there is a faint smell of rust around the man. Everyone has something to sell. The man smiles, handing you an envelope. You feel like you've made a huge mistake. Got their name and address. Let's get out of here. Walking through the village, you spot a very, very old lady who's staring at you. Curious, you approach her. Hello, sweetheart, she croaks most happily. I'm returning home right now and was wondering if you would like to accompany me for second breakfast. Or maybe you would like some tea. At the old woman's home, you're treated to some ramen, fried fish, and rice cakes. This simple yet delicious homemade meal invigorates you. You meet with your friend who has recently started her nurse practice. You lazily chat on the roof of the hospital, watching the sunset. Now would be the perfect opportunity to ask about the recent unearthly events. Sometimes it's better not to know. The chat before your friend's break is over. Patient Zero's house seems empty. You should search it carefully. You can hear a faint sobbing sound coming from an alley nearby. There you approach a man on his knees. When you take a step closer, he suddenly stops and perks up. You can hear the nauseating sound of tearing skin. Glued corpse. Okay, we don't have any more use for bottles. Well. Now this is a better one. Patch yourself up. That man dabbled in magic. He found a journal describing a certain village and instructions for a summoning ritual. Seems they tried to contact an entity from the dreamland. Roads seem to twist and turn when you're not looking, trapping you in this neighborhood. Spend hours trying to find a way out. Finally, completely exhausted, you end up on the main street as the passage to the Blythe neighborhood slowly closes around you. Quarantine wing is guarded closely. You must find a way to sneak through. You enter the hospital looking for information about a certain patient. The main corridor is dark and strangely empty. You spot a nurse at the registration booth. She's asleep from exhaustion. You abandon the idea of stealing the patient's document. It will hamper your investigation for sure, but a well-rested nurse means a safer hospital. There it is. Let's hope you find an answer here. You've managed to sneak through the floor while avoiding the police and finally reach the quarantine room, where all the coma patients were brought in. Their pulses are slowly weakening, their blood pressure dropping. You must hurry. Use the dust of seeing. Following the old man's advice, you throw the dust of seeing in the air. It reveals weird, elongated monsters hanging from the ceiling, one above every bed. Each creature is connected to a patient with an undulating tendril. As you try to process everything, one of the disgusting creatures raises its head and looks in your direction. The creature causing the contagious coma plaguing your town has taken notice of you. You must defend yourself or perish. The Dream Devourer. Dream Devourer melts your memories. Dream Devourer tries to swallow you whole. Yep. I believe we can make this a sure thing. New achievement. Defeated Dream Devourer. Regain some reason. The creature's severed body falls on the floor and starts melting slowly. The remaining part slithers back into the now closing hole in the ceiling. You manage to catch a glimpse of the other side. The sight of the other side makes you fall to your knees. It wasn't the creature's body that you managed to cut off. It was merely a finger. Shaken, you sneak out of the hospital. One thing is certain, though, it's the end of this weird illness. Ending A. Dream Eater. The hospital is now safe. Knowledge is key, plus 30 experience. Your investigation, plus 15 experience. Still hope, minus 5 doom. Tireless, plus 1 reason and stamina. 1 day passes. Go with quick thinking and stamina this time. Roads closed. Roads leading out of town were closed by the police. You'll have to find a new way out. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing? Okay, still didn't fix the water problem. And that is all of the mysteries. So now, back to the town screen. To the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Now let's go in. You've finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you 2 things. That whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run away from this place as far and as fast as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. Okay, we're going decent. We could be doing a little better, and we have some doom to spare. Okay. Do we have anything in storage? Dog treats. No. Let's begin. Trial of blood, electricity. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped by a metal gate. The tiny page nailed to the gate explains that opening the gate will require you to grab 2 metal rods. Using your own body as a natural conductor, you will power up the gate. You are about to grab the rods when you notice the dials and buttons. You toy with them for a bit before adjusting both voltage and current so it's safe for you to grab them. With a buzz, the gate opens. Trial of blood, knives. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. Blocked, but you notice an electrical cable seems to connect the door to a hole inside the central pillar. There's a switch inside. You'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. Not enough dexterity. You can feel the sharp glass ripping your flesh as you search for the switch. Finally, you grab a cable and follow it with your bleeding fingers until you find the button. With a buzz, the gate opens. Climbing up the winding staircase, you are stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. "Rules have changed, kiddo," says, taking the jacket and the mask off. "Nothing personal, really." Takashi-san, the ultimate opportunist. Sustained a new injury, broken jaw. An old wound reopened. Can't cast any spells. Defeated Takashi-san. Catch yourself up. Following the winding staircase, you stop. Wait a minute. Someone broke into your apartment, stole the clues and newspaper clippings, and pinned them here. The more you study them, you discover you can't remember anything, except one. What's the title of the second mystery you investigate? You rip the newspaper clipping of a case you seem to remember. Underneath it is a tiny button. You press it and, with a buzz, the gate opens. Trial of blood. Acid. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. The cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird, moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes itch and water, but to power the gate, you'll need to disconnect a faulty plug. Weird goo burns your fingers, but you quickly manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. The buzz, the gate opens. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You've managed to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god. But what's done is done. You will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you are safe. For now. 12 new enemies, 4 new achievements, 5 new mysteries, or 5 new events. Playthrough lasted 1 hour, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's take a look. This was something I unlocked on a different run. Meet your other neighbor. Unlocks Mori K outfit. Not to be confused with K Mori, the character in the forum roleplay Marked for Death. We don't need eyes. Destroy your eye and open the third one. That's how we got you Ghost Egg. I think this student survivor complete a game with the 6th character. I think this is the 6th character. Then your second playthrough. That's how we unlock to Mimi. Painted Hospital in the 5th playthrough unlocks the Extended B card pack. Eldritch Backstory 5, win a playthrough using Ill-Fated Backstory. Unlocks the Extended C card pack. That's another one that we did this round. Blood Deal, feed an outer entity. Unlocks the ally, Camp Dog. Primum no nocere. Defeat Dream Devourer without killing a single patient. Unlocks Maria, ally. And another one that I did outside these. Sweater Girl. Find the missing girl. Unlocks Hunter's Daughter, character. I believe that's who we'll be using next time. So next time, we'll be using Moriko. What's this do? Look for the events. Yeah. Most of the new events we seem to have hit were probably Mimi's persons. So, Life or Limb, Summertime. So 3 others. No idea which ones they were. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to call it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you also for liking and subscribing. I have been James, and the game has been World of Horror. Good night.